Hello, everyone, and welcome to You've Retired, Now What? I'm here to help you navigate through these waters of deciding what's the rest of my life going to look like? What's my next phase going to look like? What have I not done that I wanted to do? I'm your host, Michael Kiffmeyer, and each week on this podcast, I give you tips and tricks, processes, and methodologies that can help you through your thought process. So, we got a whole lot to talk about. Let's dive in. Many people get afraid when they retire because they were very structured. They knew how to get to work every day, what was expected of them, and they even had an identity with the work that they performed. But I want to share with you your work was just that. It was work. It wasn't your identity. It wasn't who you're all about. And even though you might have fears of stepping into the unknown, I want you to be excited about knowing that retirement is a profound turning point in your life, one that offers unparalleled opportunities for personal growth, for living your passions, doing what you want to do. You know, forever you had everybody telling you this is what you were about and this is what you can do. So, how about now digging deep and don't let others define who you are? Why don't you say, I know who I am, I know what I'm about, I know what I can do, and go for that. There's no shame in trying something and you fail. You probably will first couple times because this is totally new, but it's also exciting. Remember when you were a kid, you had all these ideas of what you were going to be, and it changed on a day to day basis. Sometimes every 10 minutes it changed. What happened to that inner child that kind of shared with you what you were all about? You had a lot of pride in that. You had a lot of self confidence. I'm here to tell you you can get that back again. So today we're going to talk about embracing this life change, embracing this new step in your life, which I like to consider it's just another phase. And one of the things that you probably weren't planning on when you're retired is the emotional aspects that retirement would take on you. It'll take a toll because you're changing something you were used to forever and now it's gone and now you got to find a new pathway. But that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to really examine your passions and your interest, and doing what you want to do, not what others define what you can do or what you're all about. This is a chance to rediscover yourself, your true, authentic self, whatever that may be. And you know what? You might not know right now. And that is okay. That is okay that if you try something and it doesn't work out, you can try it again. Try something new. You know, when we develop stuff for online learning and for digital information pieces, kind of like I'm giving you right now, we work in an iterative process. And what I mean by that is we try a little bit, stick it out there. If it doesn't work, we refine it over and over again. I'm suggesting you can do the same thing with your life. And um, you might have a passion for hiking. You might have a passion for working on old automobiles. You might have a book club that you want to be a part of. You might have a creative cooking class that you want to be a part of. Why can you not do that now? You got all the time in the world. You raised your family. You've probably got pretty close to paying your house off if you haven't done it already. So your time is your own, and you can do whatever you think um, you want to do. You know, the funny thing about passion, it brings joy and fulfillment in your life. That once you set a goal and then you hit that goal, you feel good about yourself. You feel good and you feel fulfilled, and you can look in the mirror and say, "Hey, I accomplished something. I feel good about that." And you can do this over and over again. So if you're not real sure, what is it I want to do? How about volunteering and giving back to the community? Gosh knows that you have all kinds of intellectual capital from all those years that you worked. You could share that with others. You could share by volunteering your time. It doesn't have to be a career. I have a good friend that he was a corporate attorney. You know what he did when he retired? First thing he did is he went and served a soup kitchen for the homeless, and it fulfilled him. He felt like he had a sense of purpose, he had an identity, and it felt good. He's since moved on for that, and he's since moved on from that, and he's got different interests now. But that's okay because he did, and he gave back to the community, made him feel good about himself, gave him a sense of purpose, and he developed a new identity. Now he's a working member of the community and even thinking of possibly running for an office in the city that he lives. Retired individuals, as I said earlier, you bring a wealth of experiences, skills, and knowledge. You don't think a young person would like to learn from you, help you help them not make some of the same mistakes you did, and help them along and say, okay, here's how I went about it, and this is what I did. This is what I learned from what worked and what didn't work. So the other thing that when you volunteer, you can build strong relationships. Those relationships that you had with your colleagues and different work buddies, that's gone now. And you got to find a way to fulfill that again. We are social creatures. We were meant to interact and be with other people. So real uh, you need to make a real effort to make sure that you do this on a regular basis. Reach out and so that you can engage if you're volunteering or working or doing something part-time. So you have interactions with different human beings, and it's a way to rebuild a social network for yourself. One of the other things I want you to think about, and this would probably be point number three. Number three is learning new skills and adapting to change. I've worked over 30 years in adult learning, and I will share with you one of the most difficult things I've ever had to teach is change management. People get ideas in their mind on how they want to do things, how they want to go about it, and they're at that comfortable level. But there's no growth from comfort. Yeah, it can feel good for a while, but then you're going to get that tap on the shoulder and say, now what? Now what do I do? So, and this can expose you by learning new skills, building a social network, and becoming the best person that you can be for this next phase of your life. Those that think they're going to sit it and forget it, they're in for a rude awakening. We need to have a sense of purpose. It's how we're built. We need to have a reason to get up and out of that bed every day. I suggest you develop a schedule. And yeah, can you be flexible with it? Absolutely. Because you're trying to build the best possible retirement that you can. And if you had a couple false starts, who cares? You only have to answer to yourself and possibly a significant other right now. And talk about it. Talk about what you're feeling because you are going to be in an emotional roller coaster because your life has changed completely and you're going to have to find a way to adapt to this new world. The internet has made access to information just unbelievable. I don't care if you use computers or you didn't use computers. The information's there. If you have a question, all you got to do is Google it. We use artificial intelligence right now. Right now, it's not some spooky thing. It's a way to shorten your time span, and it's very easy to learn how time time span and whatever you want to do, and it's very easy to um, to use. You just got to take a little time, and gosh knows you got time right now. Remember when you were working 40 and 50 hours a week? Your time is yours right now. The other thing I want to encourage you to do, I want you to give some serious thought to travel and exploring new cultures. As we get older, we lose some physical strength. I'm sad to say many times people are struck by illness or some kind of a disease, and I surely hope that doesn't happen to you. That's all the more reason why you want to do it while you're still healthy, so that you can get out there and you can explore the world, you can travel. And the good news is, especially for people over the age of 65, you can uh, find groups that give special discounts. So you're not, everything's not, so far out of your price range that you can't do it. Um, this is all the more reason why you need to maintain good health and good nutrition, because you need to make sure that you're healthy to do this traveling and seeing different things. As we get older, our values change. And one of the areas where it changes is that we put more emphasis in our family, we put more emphasis in our friends and our relationships. As I've gotten older, I'll tell you what's important to me. Um, Family, good friends, experiences, and camaraderie with the people that I interact with on a regular basis. That fulfills me. I don't know about you. So many people retire and they kind of isolate themselves. There's nothing wrong, but they need to take the effort to put one foot in front of the other, meet new people, become socialized, and understand they got a new path. As you're interacting with people that may or may not be familiar with you, you're going to find new avenues, and you might be coming across something that appeals to you when you never knew. Gosh knows you're going to have better interactions, and you're going to have a sense of fulfillment by interacting with different people, having conversations with them, sharing feelings with them, because um, it needs to fit our needs, but it needs to fulfill us, and that's what we're all looking for. You want to live the best possible retirement that you can. Put some effort forth and join a club, join volunteer, or maybe even get a part-time job, and you might even want to start your own thing, and you can do all of that. So to do all this and to make sure that when your um, days on this earth are coming to an end, you want to perhaps leave a legacy. And a legacy doesn't just mean dollars and cents and all that that entails. It means this is what so and so stood for. Here's how you could count on John or Mary, whoever it may be. Here's what they were all about. That's leaving a legacy. When people can admire what you have done while you're on the face of this earth, that's leaving a legacy. You probably want to set a good example for your children and for your grandchildren if you have them. Um, everything doesn't have to be career driven. Goals can be more focused on your personal things you want to accomplish. Think back before you retired. One of the things you wanted to do was you'd say, I want to do this, this, and this. How's that working for you? And how are you going about that now? I'm a strong believer in a tool we used in the corporate world, and that's called goals. And smart goals go like this. The S stands for specific. You need to name something that's specific. The that specific goal needs to be measurable. That's the M. The A is it needs to be achievable. You can't say you're going to the moon. Chances are pretty good that you're not going to do that. But if you set something simple like I'd like to lose 30 pounds in the next 6 months, put a timeline to it. That is that's achievable, and that's something that you could do. Um, and then finally, the T is you got to put a timeline to it. I don't care what I've done in my life. If I don't have um, um, a date I want to accomplish something by, and the specific steps that I'm going to take to accomplish that, it doesn't happen. Remember, a dream is just a dream until you put it down on paper. And if you put it down on paper and constantly revisit it and measure how you've made achievement, you're going to be motivated to do more, and you're going to be motivated to accomplish whatever you set out to be. If you follow this, a year from now, you're going to be amazed at what you accomplished. Well, back here, you were stuck in the mud and you were fighting your own thoughts. Here, you're actually making progress, and it doesn't make any difference how slow or how fast that progress is being accomplished. You need to take action. Action is, you need to be able to see it, hear it, do it, feel it. And Nike has the old adage that says, do it now. Well, do it now, but just make sure you do it is my philosophy. Because no matter how fast or how slow you go, you're moving towards the finish line and to hit the kind of goals that you um, wanted to achieve once you retired. Hey guys, real quick, if you've been struggling to answer the question, now what, after you've retired, I'd like to invite each and every one of you to my free Now What challenge that can help you reignite your spark, give yourself a sense of direction, try to decide exactly what it is you want to do in this next phase of your life. People are very smart and they get worn out. I know that. But eventually they know they got to do something more. And you need a purpose to get up and out of that bed each and every morning. I have tools, processes, and methodologies that I'm going to share with you in this challenge that I believe will help you clear your mind and decide exactly what you're going to do in this next phase of your life. This is all these things that you want to do is the main reason why you need to maintain mental and physical health. You don't have to go to the gym and do 2 hour workout sessions every day of the week, but you do need to be flexible. You need to be flexible in your body. You need to be flexible in how you handle day-to-day tasks because life will happen to you. You've probably already figured that part out. It'll happen to you, and you need to know how you're going to handle it when it does. If you've got yourself in good physical shape and you have uh, you're following good nutritional habits, you're going to be ready to do anything or handle anything that comes your way. And we're living longer now. So if we're living longer now, we want to make sure that we're living well. And living well is making sure we're mentally acute, make sure that we are physically strong, and make sure we're taking care of ourselves on a day-to-day basis. I've watched people's health change on a dime, as perhaps many of you have as well. So I want you to be able to make sure that you're doing everything you can do to handle any health problems, fight off any diseases, and help strengthen your immune system. The other area that everybody thinks retirement is all about is managing finances and planning for the future. You certainly need to do that. Um, if you've listened to my podcast before, you've probably heard that if you're 65 today and you retire today in 2024, the chances that you're going to live to another 20 or 30 years are great. So that's a lot of time to just sit around and do nothing. That could be a career if you wanted it to be, but even if you don't, look how much you can accomplish and knock off your bucket list in that amount of time. I'd say a whole lot. Our retirement today is not like our parents' or our grandparents' retirement. We have medical breakthroughs, and we can, be strong and healthy. But we also need to make sure that we're financially stable. And one of the worst things that can happen in retirement is simply this: you you did your financial plan with your financial advisor or whoever, and you plan to, probably 20 years out. You certainly didn't plan 25 to 30 years out. I'll guarantee you that. So what's going to happen, and what are you going to do when you face that kind of situation? The second thing that you want to take a look at is this financial planner. I'd like you to meet with them on a yearly, possibly every uh, 3 or 4 months, to make sure you can handle what's coming your way. Look, tax laws change, regulations change, and what you did in the past might not hold true for the future. So you got to constantly stay on top of it, like your own CPA right now, because if you don't look out for you, no one else will. And yes, you can have some charlatans that say, well, you can do this and make this kind of money for this kind of investment. Um, be cautious. I'm a strong believer in what I call creep, crawl, walk, run. So if you're sitting away, then all of a sudden you're looking at possibly different ways. Listen to experts such as financial planners, your CPA, and see what they feel. Bounce ideas off of them, and kind of work your financial aspect of your retirement, kind of like your life aspect, and that is you might have to change things along the way. You shouldn't be resistant, because this financial world now is not the financial world from 25 years ago. You need to, as I said earlier, I would implore you to build your legacy, whatever you want that to be, and make sure you do estate planning, because if not, it's gonna, your estate's gonna go to the court, and it's gonna take, several months, if not years, to decide who gets what, and then you're not going to have your wishes fulfilled upon your death. So make sure you put your estate, whatever it may be, meet with financial planners, put it together. Lawyers can do this as well, so that you know exactly what's going to happen when your days are finished on the face of this earth. So in closing, retirement's a way to redefine one's purpose. It's a way for you to do what you want to do. It's a way to make a meaningful impact on the world, regardless of what you might want to do. It's a time to refocus on your personal growth, your family, your friends, and how you feel in your community, and give back to your community. Now, some of this can be very, very overwhelming. And I'm working on a challenge right now. It's going to be called the Now What Challenge. And the meaning behind the challenge, or the purpose behind the challenge, is that to help individuals such as yourself to come up with what is your why do you want to do it, how are you going to go about it, and what are you going to do if your plan doesn't work. And uh, you heard me say earlier that I have been in adult learning for many years, and I have used to help with corporations. I used to help them teach their people, their customers, their clients, their distributors, whoever needed um, information that a certain company or school had. I helped them with that. Was probably one of the first small companies to introduce online learning all the way back in the 90s. And I remember then people looked at me like I had two heads. Well, look at where it is now. It's everywhere. And this is a way for you to learn even more. And if you want all that intellectual capital that you have, you perhaps might want to do your own thing. And I certainly can help you with that. So those are some of the things that we're going to do with this challenge. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, which is now known as X. I'm on TikTok. And for those of you that might be interested in this free challenge, it'll be an hour each day for 5 days in a row, and it's 100% free to you. My mission in this challenge is to help individuals that are kind of stuck in their own way. They're kind of stuck in their thoughts. Um, it's kind of like many people have um, paralysis by analysis and they overthink things rather than jumping in and trying something. If you think you would like to become a part of this challenge, which is one more time 100% free to you, reach out to me. My email is mfkiffy1. That's M as in Michael, K as in Kate, I as in it, F as in Frank, F as in Frank, Y, the number one, at gmail.com. And I'll certainly send you an invite. Right now, this podcast is being done on the 29th of November, 2024. I was trying to do the challenge uh, in December, but it looks more like it'll probably be about the first week of January 2025. I appreciate everyone that has listened or watched this on YouTube. If you have friends, family, colleagues that could benefit from this podcast, please tell them and share with them what you're doing. They probably got some of the same questions that you do. And if they would like to join the um, Now What challenge, please invite them or get an email to me and I will invite them personally. I want to thank each and every one of you. This is Thanksgiving week, and yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I want to thank each and every one of you because I'm grateful for you listening. My mission is to help, and my mission is to give back because I did it in corporate and major universities for a very long while. Now I want to help you. I thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye now. Hey, before we conclude this episode, I'd like each and every one of you to know that your thoughts, your dreams, and what you would like to get out of this podcast is valuable to me. My whole goal and my mission is to serve you like I have served others. For years, I had taught major corporations how to use learning as a competitive advantage. I want to do the same for you. So please leave your notes or reach out to me, and I want to gear this podcast towards your wants and needs and help you as much as I can. Again, this is Michael Kiffmeyer, and you've listened to You've Retired, Now What? I want to thank each and every one of you for listening.